Hello, artists and art pros. This is my failed painting. I have this crazy idea to create the look of my thesis. Let's say that I don't want to do it digitally, but I want to do it in a canvas. So I'm going to use acrylics and let's see how this goes. It's going to be a year-long project between here, October, until I think May in my thesis defense. So I'm going to paint my thesis here. So the ultimate question is, will I survive my thesis? Let's see. And yeah, let's paint here. So I'm going to use this Montmartre gesso, and look at that, it's kind of pretty. And I'm going to do this. First is upward strokes. So I'm going to do this in thin layers so that it would dry evenly. The excuses we constantly wonder how many things you think about before you get. So it's like 9:30 in the evening and I just did this thing. I tapped the tissue on the canvas and I smudged the brown color color all over the canvas. But happy is my product. I should use brown as my main color. But like I've decided that it would be the underpainting and I'm thinking like a mother and child like me and my thesis. So yeah, let's see what I'm going to come up with, if it's a grown as child or not. Let's see. Let's go. First, I'll define what a failed painting is for me. So, it is a painting that I have never finished or I have scraped it off. Second, a failed painting is something I do not wish to see it anymore. So, I kind of want to throw it away or cut it or cover it with something or make a new art out of it. Third, it will become a failed painting when I didn't achieve any goals during painting it, or when I have finished it, I just knew that, yep, I didn't succeed with any of my goals. I'll be totally honest here because I do not actually want to create a video for the sake of failed paintings like this topic, but I just wanted to post something. And then I realized that this video is going to be a rebuttal to my perfectionist self. Now, I'll break those standards and talk about how this painting is not a failure. And yes, I am talking to you, Prexy. Number one, failure equals to never finished. Almost every post that I have seen in social media are finished paintings. It's not enough to show a work in progress because no one will like it or share it. So, yeah, I just realized that there's beauty in the unfinished paintings because it is a part of every artistic journey. I mean, how can even a person define what is finished? Is it finished when it's perfected? Or is it finished when I don't want to work on it any longer? How do you actually define it? But the truth is, not everything should be finished because what actually matters is that you do it, is that you practice, and just the act of marking the paper or the canvas alone is the goal. I'll admit that I'm one of those people that are not consistent with doing art daily because I forget it sometimes. But when I sketch, I always color it, add details like extravagant details, and just try to make it as polished as possible. I should acquire the art of letting go of the sketch and just accept it for what it actually is, a sketch. Because there is value in creating more sketches than getting stuck on one sketch throughout, let's say, an hour or 45 minutes. So I should recognize that. Number two, failure equals never to be seen again. How many times have you thrown your art? Because I still kind of do sometimes. I don't throw it, but I technically do by covering it up. It's like it never existed, but it actually does. I know that it does exist because I can still see the marks, or I can see the back of the paper just bleeding through. It just calls me out because I feel like I have forsaken it. I'm not saying that covering it up is bad, but I just have the tendencies to cover up the so called mistakes with the white markers or a paper and just add different layers on top of it so that it won't show to the final piece. So, just going back to the point one, is that it is kind of a wasted time when I'm stuck on fixing the mistake rather than trying something new or repeating the sketch, or just letting this sketch go, because there's like this itch in my brain that is fixated on how that detail will look after I fix it. But I should see the bigger picture and focus on what actually matters, is that there's a trial in there, and that mistake shouldn't be called actually mistake, but it's a part of the artistic process. Number three, failure equals not achieving the goals. My goal for this painting was to paint every now and then within the period of 6 to 8 months, because that is the duration of my thesis. So this is to capture myself and my thesis product, which is Happy Peanut Spread, as like a mother baby duo. So the moment I started using the red colored pencil, I just didn't like it at all because I don't know. I feel like I haven't prepared anything for the painting, just like the composition or the colors. It was because was the whole concept of the painting, was to paint it over time. And I was so scared that the finished painting would suck. And also, I didn't like the feeling of the oil pastels on canvas when I was painting it. And then the underpainting was too thick to be considered as an underpainting. So all of these things are minor inconveniences, but these things actually convinced me that I couldn't finish the art, that I couldn't finish my goal. I was too focused on these minuet things that I didn't stop for a second and think about what this painting is all about. It's like a celebration of my journey as an artist and as a researcher, where I am weaved into one through this project. And also, it was my way to relieve my stress during the thesis time, because, of course, it was too stressful. So I thought that this would be like a fun side project that I can work with during my thesis period. So I will admit that I wasn't good at actual research, but I should cut myself some slack because I have achieved the goal in a lower setting. I did paint myself and the happy peanut spread, but like not in my full power because I was just so frustrated with my researching skills and my willingness. I was projecting my frustrations into this painting, which ultimately led to this so called failure. The way I wanted to paint was to build it up, but I didn't account for my time and effort when I first started it. So there are many multitude of factors why I didn't finish the painting. One is that my goals have changed over time and pressure. Two is that I have diverted focus and dedication to my thesis rather than this side project. And number three, I have lost sight of my actual goal, which is just to paint, to actually enjoy painting myself and my product together. So, yeah, all of these factors has led me to scrape it off, like completely destroy it and leave it outside for like 5 to 7 months. And now, this is the new painting. It's actually just a self portrait, kind of. It's like an interpretation of myself. Yeah, it's actually not finished, or maybe I don't want to finish it, but it's okay. I feel like this canvas is just a way for me to create art. So it should be that purpose. I really hope that the next time you create art is that you think about these three things, which is finishing, never seeing it again, and not achieving any goals, and make it into positive. Like you can finish it or you cannot finish it. It's okay for both to exist in your artistic journey. Second is never to see it again. Yeah, sure, you can just put it somewhere and not see it, or you can see it from time to time. It's okay for both to exist at the same time, and also not achieving your goals because, as I have said, goals change over time. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you do, please like the video and subscribe and comment down below if you also have struggles with perfectionism in your art. So yeah, thank you for watching and bye bye.